Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? NES Roller, and welcome back to a brand new review, and this time we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me to review by MVD. And it is another film that's never been released on disc, first time on Blu-ray, and it is a low-budget film from 1987 called Ghostriders. So, the thing with Ghostriders is that it, back in the day, of course, during the VHS days, you had all these interesting regional filmmakers. This film obviously was shot in the South, in Texas, so you had all these different low-budget, independent people from all over the country making these kind of movies directly to VHS, for pretty much no money and things like that. And it's super interesting. And as we get into the features in a little while, I'll talk about it, but I find that the most interesting part about these kind of releases is especially when they have the filmmakers and the people who were there come and talk about how they made the movie, because, it wasn't easy making a low-budget film back in the day, and it's very interesting to hear their story. So, Ghostriders, is it a good movie? No, to be completely honest with you. I mean, it's completely watchable, but it's pretty basic. And it's fine. I think, of course, back in the day, as you could tell by the cover, you're probably thinking, man, that cover looks awesome. Well, yeah, back in the day, that's how they sold their movies, and definitely this is probably how they sold this movie, because the cover is really awesome. When I saw the cover, I was like, man, I want to see that. That looks cool. And then I watched the movie, and it's fine. Basically, we follow this guy, Frank Clements. He's like an outlaw, the most famous outlaw in this town in the West. And one day he gets hung by this crazy preacher guy. And we fast forward 100 years in the future, and the great-grandson of the preacher is this Texas historian. And he lives there with his son and their two friends. And somehow, 100 years from the date that Frank Clements got hung, he comes back to haunt the family of the man who killed him, all that kind of bullshit. And he brings along his friends. They don't really talk about how they come back and all this kind of stuff. It's just like all of a sudden these 6 cowboys show up and start shooting. That's basically how they kill everybody, is they just fucking shoot them, and it's fine. It's a little bit lame, to be honest with you, that they don't come up with some more interesting kills in this idea, but the squibs from the shooting is actually pretty good. They're not too bad. So that's basically it. It's just Frank Clements coming back to get his revenge on the great-grandson and his family and his friends, and them trying to survive and kill these haunted cowboys. And that's basically it. And, there's some weird plot ideas, like, for one, they're able to shoot these ghosts. It's like, which doesn't make any sense in the first place, because one, how do you shoot a ghost, and two, they're already dead. So how are you killing them again? It's just a little bit of a mess in that sense, because they keep on shooting and killing these cowboy ghosts, but they keep on coming back, and it's just a weird mess of how it works and their logic and things like that. And I was watching it going, it doesn't really make too much sense, but like I said, it's low budget. It was probably made for no money, and I can't knock it too hard. And the fact that it even has a release these days, and people are now able to see it. It's pretty cool in that sense. And like I said, it has a commentary track with the DP and the producer, and they also have a 20-minute featurette on here where they sit down and they talk about the movie and how it was made and all this other stuff. And that's why I think it's the more interesting aspect of this release, is that little, this 20-minute featurette of these two guys sitting around the table talking about how the movie got made, and, where they all came from and how they pieced together the money and all that kind of stuff. It's really interesting if you're a low-budget filmmaker. Not that I'm a low-budget filmmaker, but, you really don't need to go to film school these days. All you gotta do is buy a boatload of movies and just watch special features about people talking about making movies, and you'll basically pick up enough stuff. So, Ghostriders, it's not very good. It's a typical movie from the late 80s that was just shoveled onto VHS, but I appreciate the solid release here. Like I said, they really tried to do their best with the work that they had. The transfer is it's okay. It was shot on 16mm, so you're not going to have like an amazing clear image. It's pretty grain heavy and soft, but at some points it actually doesn't look too bad. So I give it that. It's a 4K scan, so they definitely made the film look the best that it possibly can. And yeah, that's it. That's Ghostriders. Not too much here to talk about. It's interesting. If you like oddity kind of movies, you'll probably dig it. So pick it up. You can get this right now on Blu-ray. Pick it up on Amazon, wherever you want. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. As always, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/NESRuler22. Please listen to the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror podcast. Thanks everybody. Talk to you guys soon. See ya.